Hello, everyone. My name is Marissa Galante-Frank. I'm the fashion director for accessories and beauty here at Bloomingdale's, and I am so excited to join you for day 2 of Bloomingdale's spring makeup date. Tonight, we are joined by Estée Lauder's global artist, Jocelyn Biga, as she changes everything we think we know about complexion and shares her inside secrets for glowing summer skin. Hi, Jocelyn.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Super excited. We are very excited to be here.
So Jocelyn will be doing the perfect summer look on her model, field executive, Lily Cologne, as they bust any myths we think we know. We'll be dropping links to each product in the chat for you to shop as we go. If you have any questions about the products, tips or tricks, or anything that Jocelyn is doing, please drop us a note using the Q&A function or in the chat, and our Bloomingdale's team will be working behind the scenes to get all of your questions answered. Lastly, I cannot not mention the fact that if you spend $75 today in Estée Lauder, you will get a free full-size sumptuous mascara and eyeliner. So that is an incredible deal. So make sure that you are shopping today. So without further ado, Jocelyn, Lily, please take it away.
Thank you, Marissa. Okay, so listen, summer is approaching. It's almost here. And Lily and I are very excited to help you get prepared for the summer. So Lily's my model. Her skin is ready. Her eyes are done. But what we're going to focus on is complexion. So as the summer approaches, there's a lot of myths that we may not know on how to change our skincare and maybe our foundation, and that's exactly what we're going to do. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with our serum. Maybe you've seen this before. Lily, I'm sure that you've seen this before.
I have,
it's
yes.
Our iconic product. It's called Advanced Night Repair Serum. I've personally used this one for like 17 years, and I'm still 17, by the way. But I love this product. It's amazing. So I feel like you might have some questions for me, right, Lily, when it comes to this product?
I'm going to be honest. Do I really need serum and moisturizer, or can my serum replace my moisturizer?
Okay, that's a good question. And a lot of times people ask me this question, and I'm going to talk to you about it at the same time as I'm applying it, is really, do I have to use a serum with my moisturizer? Doesn't my serum hydrate at the same time? Do I have to use them both? And the answer is this. So serums, as you notice, that they're very thin in texture, but they're also very powerful and concentrated. So what they're going to do is that they're really going to penetrate your skin, targeting specific concerns. Particularly, this Advanced Night Repair Serum is going to help with a multitude of things, and it's going to help with really correcting and preventing any past damage that you've done to your skin. It also is going to help provide 8-hour antioxidant protection. So even though it says Advanced Night Repair, you still use it during the day. It also gives you 72-hour hydration. So I'm going to pause there for a second. It is going to provide you hydration, but it's going to provide you hydration from within. You're still going to need a moisturizer to really work on that moisture barrier. There's a couple of new things with this serum. So if you've used it before, I do want you to know that it's been recently updated. It is now going to help with pores. It's going to help with firming. And the bottle, you're going to love this part, is now made out of glass, so it's recyclable. So that is a big win for us. So again, your serum, you definitely want to use one. This one also helps with targeting lines, wrinkles, uneven skin tone. I mean, honestly, it pretty much does everything besides like take care of your kids and like find me a husband or something. So it's really, really good. Okay, now we're gonna move to a moisturizer. Which one do you use, by the way?
I use Revitalizing Supreme, but I have a question about that.
Okay.
So I need to change my moisturizer to a lighter formula during the summertime?
Okay, that's fair. I'm glad you use this one because that's the one I have. So this is what we're gonna use. So this moisturizer I absolutely love. It's called Revitalizing Supreme Bright. It comes in a collection of different formulas. So to answer your question it is very normal to switch your formulas in foundation. And one thing that I'm going to tell you that I love about Estée Lauder's moisturizers is that if you love one, for example, Revitalizing Supreme Plus, it comes in different formulas. So for example, this one's oil-free and is going to target brightening the skin, bringing luminosity, radiance back, uneven skin tone. It also has moringa extract, but let's say that maybe you have more of a drier skin in the wintertime, it does come in a thicker formula. So it's very normal to switch your moisturizer during the day. Here's what I recommend. If you're going to wear makeup during the day, during the summertime, my number one tip is do not overload your moisturizer as if you were putting it on at night. So let me give you an example. Usually at night when you're putting on your moisturizer, you want to lather yourself. It feels good. During the day, and especially in the summer, you don't want to do that, especially if you're going to wear foundation, because it's going to be too much. So just take a little bit and start hitting it in the areas where the skin's a little tougher. So on the side, the forehead, and then anything else, just kind of like press it in, just so you don't mess with the performance of the foundation. Have you ever tried that before?
I actually have not.
All right.
Now, do I get enough SPF on my moisturizer?
Good question. So this moisturizer does not have an SPF, and most moisturizers sometimes don't, and if they do, it's about like a 15. So I always recommend a separate SPF. And your SPF, here's a huge question I always get: when do I use my SPF in my routine? Do I use before my moisturizer, or when does it go? It goes last. So think of your SPF being the last step in your skincare routine. I cannot stress this enough. An SPF is huge. It's critical, especially in the times that we live in now with the environment. Super important. Here's what I hear. I don't want to wear an SPF under my makeup. It looks white. It messes with the color of my foundation. It's almost too heavy. It's going to clog my pores. Have you ever heard any of these things? Yeah. Do you feel this way?
That's why I'm shaking my head.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, I'm excited to tell you this. This is actually very, very fresh and new. This SPF is called Perfectionist Pro Multi-Defense Aqua UV Gel. I have to say the whole name because it's exactly what it's called. It's a multi-defense. It's going to help with multiple rays of sun, but it is a gel formula. So this is a perfect SPF to wear during the day on top of your moisturizer and your foundation, because it's not going to feel heavy. And you know what? Shame on me, because what I just did was a sin. I did not use enough. I'm going to show you how much SPF you should be using, and this one has a 50, and you're probably going to like be taken back, but about this much is what you should be using. Okay, so let me come in here. Where does the SPF go? I'm going to come behind Lily, and it should go, oops, that was not your face. It's gonna go here, it's gonna go here, on your face, on your cheeks, on top of the forehead. And guess what, friends? Do not forget this part over here. We forget our neck and we forget our décolleté. So really get it in there. I wish you could feel this SPF. It's a gel.
It feels very light.
Can you see how your skin's glowing? All right. Okay. Next product. Skin is prepped. All we've used so far is serum, moisturizer, and the SPF. The next one that we're going to use is foundation. All right, what do you have for me with foundation?
Do I need to go with a lighter formula in the summertime? I'm always confused between summer and winter.
Okay, that's fair. I hear this all the time. Like, I own multiple formulas in foundation. Do I really need to change my formula from summer to winter? The answer is, I mean, it helps. If you really want your foundation to last during the summer, it really does help. So I'm gonna give you an example. On Lily, we're gonna use Double Wear Stay in Place foundation, and I'm gonna tell you why. So a lot of the times I hear, because it's hot, maybe I should use a lighter formula foundation because I don't want it to be too heavy. And actually, it's kind of vice versa. What you want to do is during the summertime, you want to wear something a little bit more long wearing, meaning something that's humidity proof, sweat proof, water resistant, that's 24-hour wearing, and that's exactly what this foundation is. Double Wear Stay in Place, not sure if you ever heard of it. It's the #1 selling foundation. It is 24-hour long wearing. It is true to color, so it's not going to change. It comes in 56 shades, and it's pretty much the only foundation right now that works friendly to the mask. I've been wearing it all day. I've been on set and with my mask on, and I didn't even have time to touch up. So I'm your living testament right now. The color that we're using on Lily is called Tawny. And also what I love about this foundation is it comes in 3 undertones. So if you have a hard time finding a foundation. It comes in cool, neutral, and warm. It is a semi-matte finish. Turn your face a little bit for me. This way. This way.
Oh, I love the glow.
She got excited. She was like, okay, hold on. It's also buildable, so you can layer it on as you desire. So if you're not somebody that likes a lot of coverage, you don't have to use a lot of it. I know Lily likes coverage, so I'm really getting it on there. What other questions do you have with foundation, or if there are any?
Well, sometimes I work long hours, so will this cover me enough for like 12 or more hours?
Absolutely. It's all day long wearing, 24-hour long wearing. Like, this is not going to budge.
And during the summertime, I like to go either in my pool or go to the beach. Will this cover me?
Yes. Absolutely. It's going to cover, it's waterproof, it's resistant, it's humidity proof, it's transfer resistant, and it's not going to change color. I know I've said that before, but just to reiterate, it's not going to move. Next thing is we're going to use concealer. So concealer, I mean, what can I say about concealer? Not many Mythbusters do I hear with concealer. On this one, I'm going to use a Double Wear Stay in Place. It also provides a lot of the same benefits as the foundation. So it's crease proof, it's long wearing, about 12-hour long wearing. And what I like to do is I'm just going to start with a little bit, and I start targeting the areas where you're the darkest the most first. So for example, Lily just has a little bit of darkness in the inner corner of her eyes, and I'm just kind of dragging it out. Do you put on your concealer first or after?
I do my concealer first.
Okay, awesome. I like to do it after. If you do it first or last, you're not in trouble. It's okay. It's personal preference. I just like to put it after and just kind of bring it a little bit down to just kind of brighten the cheeks and the under eye, so it just looks together. Talking about cheeks, let's get to that, because right now you look really even, and I feel like we need to bring some color to your face. All right. Cheeks.
My favorite topic. You're gonna talk about bronzer and blush?
Yes, bronzer and blush. What do you got for me?
Girlfriend, I'm always confused. Do I need both? What is the difference? Where do I apply my bronzer? I need like a one-on-one on this.
Okay, deal. So if you noticed, I did not use powder on Lily, and you're probably wondering in the summertime, do I need to use a powder? Depending on the foundation that you're wearing, double wear does not require a powder because it's just so long wearing, you really don't need it. So to answer your question, Lily, I get this all the time. Do I have to use a bronzer and a blush? Do I need them together? Are they necessary? What's the purpose between both of them? I don't really get it. Well, I want to help you. So the first thing is a bronzer is going to help manipulate the shape of your face. So if you really want to contour, if you want some color, if you want to look like you've been kissed by the sun, that's the purpose of a bronzer. So I'm just going to give you a kind of almost universal way to contour. And I feel like this is the simplest way for everyday wear. So maybe I'll use this side because I know that'll be more helpful. I'm going to take a larger brush. So this is a powder brush. Go into this bronzer that's called Bronze Goddess, and I'm using the shade Light. And what I'll do is I'll use the top of Lily's ear, and I'm just going to very gently start pressing it onto her skin, but making sure I'm not getting too close to the apples of her cheeks because I will save that for
blush.
Blush,
Oh.
exactly.
I almost
So
didn't know the answer because, like I said, I'm always
you
confused.
worried me for a second, but I'm so glad you did. That means you're paying attention. I'm gonna have to test you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm just gonna press it. And the reason why I press, a lot of us do this motion, which is okay, but I would invite you to try this. You have to remember, Lily, underneath this foundation has skincare on, and it's still pretty, wet. What I don't want to do is just use this kind of motion like this and lift everything up and make it messy. I want her to look as flawless as possible. So I'm pressing it to kind of give her some shape. If you just kind of turn, maybe they can see the difference. All right, yes, chiseled. Not so much. Chiseled. Yes. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Don't forget the forehead, a little close to the hairline, not too much. Here's my favorite part. I inherited my father's double chin that's coming in. So this is my tip. What I do is I bring in my bronzer right behind my ear, and I bring it underneath, And a lot of us don't tan on our neck, which is totally normal because of the way the sun hits us. So I always bring my bronzer down my neck. So when people see you from afar, it looks pretty even. We have to do your other cheek. Do you bring your bronzer down your neck?
I sometimes, not all the time.
Not all the time. Okay. It's okay if you don't. Just sometimes a lot of our necks are white. And just to make it even, I'm just gonna bring it in like that. Ooh, look at that, you look lovely. All right, blush. I'm going to switch brushes here. A lot of us don't do that, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. Possibly, maybe some of you have owned, how long have you owned your blush?
From Estee Lauder, more than a year.
Okay, but that's normal. Sometimes many more years because blushes are so pigmented that they're gonna last a long time. So I'm gonna switch my brush from a big brush to a smaller brush, because if you use this with the blush, you're probably gonna get it too high and you're going to look very colorful. So I'm going to use a small brush. That's a blush brush. It represents the apples of the cheek. Here's my tip, friends. You're gonna go into the blush like so, and I'm gonna show you the brush. That is a lot of blush. So I'm just gonna ask you to kind of give it like a little spank to let it all fall, because it's so much easier to add than remove. How many times do you put on blush and then you're like, whoa, that's too much, and then by that time it's a wrap. Like it's gonna be very difficult. So I'm gonna ask you just to smile. Some of our apples of the cheeks are a little bit more prominent than others. With the blush, I'm just going to very gently blend it, starting from the apples of the cheek into her bronzer. So the purpose of a blush is to look flushed, like maybe you've been working out a little bit or you're outside. It gives this very youthful look to it. And once it meets the bronzer, it looks so beautiful. So let's do a little turn here. You should be able to see the difference.
Ooh, I love it.
Maybe because of the camera, I'm gonna add a little more, okay? But in every day, you don't have to. And actually, blush is having a moment right now. It's like a trend. Blush is coming in a lot. So don't be afraid to bring it in. This one is called Pure Color Envy, and it's a perfect color for the summer in the shade Peach Passion. And we're almost done, my friends. The next product is going to be a highlighter. Do you use one? I know you do.
I do.
Highlighter. Highlighter. What is a highlighter? Why do I need one? The young kids are wearing it. My niece personally wears it and she's like, I want my highlighter to be seen from space. I don't. I'm 37 years old. That's not what I want. The purpose of a highlighter is to make your skin look lived in, like you've had your foundation on maybe for a couple of hours. It gives this youthful sheen. So I'm going to use the same blush brush. I'll go into it. This one is called Heat Wave from Bronze Goddess. It's beautiful, but most importantly, it smells delicious, like the beach. So I'll take the highlighter in Heat Wave. And maybe you want to come close because this is one of my favorite steps. I'm going to really go in there, and what I like to do is I like to just, in very soft circular motions, I put it over the blush and bronzer. It kind of like brings it all in. That was me being subtle. If you want to wear more, you can. But if you see the difference between Lily's cheek here and here, you'll see this very soft sheen, like almost undetectable, but it's there. So right above the bronzer and the blush, right in here, sometimes you can do this. If you want to get fancy, you can go in with your finger right on your Cupid's bow, just like that. It almost makes your top lip look, you know, a little sweaty, like sexy sweaty, and a little right there, and just like that, not too much. So you wear it to your taste. Last but not least, my friends, as you can see, Lily's already glowing, beautiful complexion, rosy, bronzy cheeks. The last is lips. So I love lipstick, and this one is recently one of my favorites because of the texture. These are our illuminating shine. It is a beautiful packaging with a magnetic top. It's so easy to put in any clutch, but the color is like a burst of hydration and just a touch of color, so it's perfect for the summer. The shade that I'm going to be using is called Dreamlike, and I just want you to see, because you're going to instantly see that you're not going to need a lot of pressure when applying it, and I'll just do her bottom lip so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Burst of hydration, a beautiful, soft, light touch of come on. That is nice. I should have worn this one. It looks so good. It's so pretty. It comes in many shades. So if Dreamlike is not something that you would wear, trust me, make sure that you check out the other shades. They're so beautiful and hydrating. And to be a hydrating lipstick, they do have some longevity to them. All right, Lily, do you feel like I've cleared some of the clutter in your mind?
You did.
Okay, good. I'm glad, and I hope that I did for you all. And I mean, I think this is it. This is where we stand. Ooh, hold on. Look into here. Ooh, look at that. And just as a quick recap, we started with Advanced Night Repair Serum, our #1 selling serum. It is amazing, a repairing serum to use day and night. From there, we went into Revitalizing Supreme Bright Moisturizer. We used the SPF, must use SPF 50, Perfectionist Pro Aqua Gel, into the Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation, 24-hour long wearing, the Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer, Bronzer, Blush, Highlighter, and a touch of lip.
Wow, Jocelyn, that was fantastic. You had so many great tips and tricks. And Lily, you look gorgeous. I hope you have plans tonight. You look so fantastic.
She looks great.
I know.
So we actually have a few audience questions, Jocelyn.
Okay, perfect.
If you have some time. So the first question is, when applying SPF, is there such a thing as too much if it's in your SPF and makeup?
If the
I
SPF
assume they mean the SPF moisturizer and makeup.
Got it. Okay, so it's pretty much like this. Like the amount that I showed you is the amount of SPF that you want to wear in your on your skin. If there's 15 in your moisturizer and then there's 50 in your separate SPF, it's not like they add up. It's not like math. What's going to count is the last one that you put on. So which would be the highest, if that answered your question.
Great. I think
Did that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
it wasn't my personal question, but you definitely
right.
taught me something new. So
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so the last one that you put on is the one that counts. That's the number.
Our next question is, what are your tips for eyeshadow in the summer? How do you get a sculpted eye without looking too heavy?
Good question. Okay, so summer eyes are fun because it's your time to play. It's your time to bring in some color. My personal tip is to less is more, especially now. I feel like less is more, and to really sculpt the eye, I invite you to start using eyeliners, because I feel like eyeliners is really what's going to shape the eye. It's closest to the iris. So I love using colorful eyeliner. So I would say maybe use one beautiful eyeshadow, like a coppery bronze or whatever complements your skin tone and eye color. But to me, it's like an eyeliner is really going to do it for you, like really shape and sculpt the eye.
That sounds great. I'm definitely going to be trying that this summer.
Good.
And then lastly, we have a question. I need to shade match my summer skin versus spring. So assuming, obviously you're in the sun a little bit longer, perhaps you're getting a little bit more tan.
Right.
How do we do this at our local Estée counters?
Okay, perfect. So here's the thing. Technology is so advanced now. So we have a system where we can digitally shade match you, and it can find your perfect shade, or you can also find the option if you want to wear your foundation a little darker or a little lighter. It is completely normal to own two different colors of foundations from summer to winter. And there's that one little space where there's a transition shade where you're not too light, but you're kind of getting dark. In all honesty, I do it all the time. I mix my lighter shade and my darker shade until I get there, but it's very normal. And our system is so easy to help you find that color. And I can guarantee you that we can find you one in the double wear formula.
That sounds amazing. That's great. I need to try the shade match. That's fantastic.
You'll love it.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
everyone at home for tuning in. Be sure to contact your Estée Lauder counters to shop these amazing products that Jocelyn walked us through, and to get your free gift with purchase when you spend $75. So just as a reminder, you'd be getting a full size Sumptuous mascara as well as an eyeliner, which is something that Jocelyn just said we should start using for summer. So
Yes.
that's just perfect, right?
Perfect.
And then finally, everyone will be getting a lookbook with all of the products featured today. And please do stay following Bloomingdale's so you can know everything that's going on with Makeup Date for the next 2 days. And right after this event, we have another one coming right up with La Mer. So the team will drop that link in the chat as well. But truly, thank you so much, Estée Lauder. Thank you, Jocelyn.
Thank you.
Lily. This has been so fantastic.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.